It's talking wrestling time. Pondwater and Amy, partners in crime. Dropping facts with laughs and trivia too. Pro wrestling tales coming straight to you. Stories wild and questions quick. Amy and Dave with the perfect kick. Tune in every week, don't miss the ride. Wrestling knowledge served with pride. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. Dave and Amy kicking ass on the wild side. Grab a chair and join the spree. It's all about the wrestling fantasy. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy. I couldn't do it without the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hello, hello. How are you tonight?
Doing great, Amy. How are you?
Fine. I hit a button, just like you hit a button. And
I was wondering where you went.
I threw myself out. I don't know what happened. And so I'm going to try to keep my hands up so I don't touch nothing like that and get kicked out again.
How you like the new song?
I didn't get to hear it because I got kicked out.
Oh.
Literally 7 seconds in. I was like, what happened? Oh, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, because
what I did hear was good.
All right.
Sorry.
I'll play it for you later.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good.
So what's going on in your world?
It's yucky and dreary here. It's rained for like the last 48 hours. I had a terrible headache today and I could not function. And so, yeah, but tomorrow's going to be a better day. I already know it. So I've got that mindset. It's going to be a better day. It's Valentine's Day coming up. What are you and Stephanie doing?
Each other? No, I'm kidding. We're going to basketball game. Granddaughter's in the state tournament. They play Friday.
Oh, how exciting. What time?
2:15.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to kick it in the ass Friday to make it. They won the South State tournament. And they've advanced on to state, and they won their first game last night.
Yes.
And so the second game will be Friday, and hopefully they'll be playing for the state championship on Saturday.
That's exciting. How old is she? Is this middle school or high school?
High school. This is varsity. She's a freshman on the varsity team.
Oh man! Also,
she's a seventh player. I mean, he uses 7, and she's the 7th.
Awesome.
So she doesn't see a lot of playing time, but
well, and still, what growth when you're playing? You know, I mean, that's awesome. Good for her.
But she played JV and a little on the varsity for this season, and getting great experience, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes. Are you? I mean, you're going to get Stephanie something, right? A card, flowers, like candy, something, right? Yes. You better knock something off your truck.
We'll do something.
Okay. Besides eating each other, or whatever you said, doing each other, Lord.
Might take her somewhere.
That would be nice. That would be nice. So no jewelry. You don't do nothing like that.
I occasionally do. I'm a real big fan of the Pandora bracelet.
Oh, okay.
But I can't sit here and talk about it all, because then if I say it, then I can't go do anything that I said. I got to do something else.
Okay. I do. I like the Pandora bracelet.
I'm a huge fan of the Pandora bracelet. She has 2 of them. Because you can give them something for Valentine's, and then you can give them something for Mother's Day, and then you can give them something for Christmas, and then you can give them something when you screw up. Then you can give them something for birthday, and then you can give them something when you screw up. And then, like I said, she's got two bracelets. So
Is one of them just you screw ups? One bracelet for
Oh,
the
at
screw
least,
ups? At least?
probably
Okay.
majority of them.
Well, and
But
I know sometimes you can do like when they turn 16. I mean, obviously for anybody, first grandbaby, first
yeah,
dog, all that stuff. I mean, it is a really nice gift
I
and you
mean, we went to
can just keep
Disney
adding it.
because when you go to a certain town, they have certain town specific Pandoras.
Oh yeah. So you got her one when y'all went to Disney?
I did get her some at Disney. I want to say I got her one in one of the towns. We went on vacation somewhere, and I think I got her a charm. She got a bunch of them.
Nice.
I mean, at this point, I'm scared I'm gonna buy the same one again.
Do they have an old Miss charm? Like, have you ever thought about doing that?
I don't know if they have specific.
I I wouldn't. I bet they do. I
I'm
mean,
sure
you might have
somebody.
to
I'm
look
sure
for
there's
it.
charms that are made that would go on there, but I don't know if Pandora specifically has an NCAA license.
Mm.
Chris
Listen,
North says our theme song has serious Punky Brewster vibes.
is that good,
I don't
Chris?
remember. I didn't watch Punky. I'm old. I'm out of the Punky Brewster demographic.
I like Punky Brewster. That was a really fun show. So, Chris, you'll have to tell us if that's a good thing or bad thing. What's the what's the hockey team? Hey Danielle, what's the hockey team you like? What's
The
it called? Dallas. The Dallas what?
The Dallas Stars.
Oh, Stars. Do you got a star for her? Maybe you could do that on the Pandora bracelet one day.
I sure would. I'm telling you what. I'm from Dallas. I've been in Mississippi now for almost 15 years, but I still have ties to the area.
Hmm.
But I'm so disgusted with the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones
Oh,
that
wow. What
I mean,
happened?
because he sucks.
Oh, okay.
We haven't been to Super Bowl in 30 years, Amy.
Okay. Well, I thought something maybe more recent had happened. I know
Yeah,
that.
we
I know you
recently
haven't gone.
suck.
I thought you, okay.
I'm
I hate
tired
that.
of. I mean, they get rid of the coach. The coach wasn't a problem. Jerry Jones is the problem. Derrick Henry wanted to play here. Play in Dallas. He lives in the Dallas area. We couldn't
Mhm.
get Derrick Henry.
Y'all didn't
No, let's get
offer.
Zeke.
Oh,
Zeke didn't work out. I mean, we ran him into the ground and wore him out. But let's bring him back one more time because maybe he feels better instead of Derrick Henry. No, Jerry Jones. He's 81 years old. I thought he was 89. And then I found out he was 81. I got really disappointed because I thought it was almost over.
mm.
But I mean, the Cowboys are never, ever, ever going to do anything as long as Jerry Jones is around.
Who is the owner, right?
Yeah, he owns it.
I lit that for you.
Okay.
I think I had to light it for you last week when you discovered he was 89.
Oh, I'm not,
and
but I'm not done yet. And then my other team, the Dallas Mavericks. Mark Cuban sold the Dallas Mavericks, and this new owner and Nico Harrison, the general manager,
well, that's
decide
basketball, right?
right.
Okay.
And then they
making sure.
decide, hey, we got Luka.
Okay.
Luka's 25 years old, a scoring machine. The future, I mean, like you can tell that. I'm fixing to block Efren. Efren said the Lakers are God's team. Not even close. Anyway,
I love you, Efren.
but Luka, when he finished, he should have played his whole career in Dallas, and he should have had a statue out in front next to Dirk's.
Okay.
And they said, well, let's just trade him. Let's trade him to the Lakers.
Okay.
For Anthony Davis, who
he played for the
Anthony Davis, who by the way stays hurt a lot. Shaq
Okay.
and Charles Barkley make fun of him on the NBA show.
Oh.
They laugh about him because he's on the bench hurt all the time. So you know what happens when he gets to Dallas in his first game?
Would he score like 50 points?
No, he pulls something. He's out indefinitely.
Oh,
Already.
I'm sorry. Not Anthony. You were talking about Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. And so, but they trade him. Like you could have got something else. You could have at least, if you would have shopped him to the rest of the NBA, you probably would have got a lot more. But it's like,
why'd they get rid of Luka? Did he want to go?
No, he didn't even. Nobody's more shocked than Luka.
Oh, that sucks.
Even Mark Cuban doesn't really even agree with it, but he's a minority owner in the team because he sold it. And the fans, like they've started this whole fire Nico campaign, and they protest, and they're up in arms, and then last night at the game, they were doing like a karaoke cam, and this guy was singing. They put him on there, and he's like, and he just mouths, "Fire Nico," and then he's escorted out of the building.
Oops.
Fans were being ejected for bringing signs that said "Fire Nico" and hollering "Fire Nico." They're kicking their paying fans out well, that was not before last. Last night at the SMU basketball game, I guess Nico Harrison was there, and the crowd at SMU was yelling "Fire Nico."
Who is Nick? Who is that? I mean,
he is now the worst general manager in the Dallas area, and that's saying a lot since Jerry Jones is in the Dallas area.
Okay, and then he bought it, or he became the owner or whatever?
No, he's the general manager. The owner, I can't even remember their name. They own the Sands Hotel in Vegas. They wanted to build a new arena and put a casino on the Trinity River and incorporate all that, but they can't get the gambling passed. And there's been some conspiracy theorists saying they're trying to tank the team to where they can move it to Vegas. Move it to Vegas. Piss on them. I'm done with them.
In that Major League, that's
the plot of Major League.
Plot of Major League, right? That's what she wanted to do.
But you got rid of
somewhere.
I mean, this is the equivalent on the Dallas Mavericks level. I'm not saying that Luka is Michael Jordan. I'm not saying that. Right. But this is like as crazy as if Chicago would have traded, it traded Michael Jordan for 40 ounce and 2 packs of cigarettes. I mean,
I can see I can tell. And Danielle was very much agreeing with you. So it's felt throughout Texas, I guess.
It looks like the llama from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, Anthony Davis played for Kentucky, right?
Anthony Davis was on a bag of Ruffles a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was
I can't remember the flavor now.
They were doing some kind of...
they put him on the bag. And they sold while he was on the bag, and then they took him off the bag, and then that flavor quit selling.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, imagine if look,
hey,
Mom, I made.
Oh, then it got worse. They put LeBron on the flaming hot CSC Ruffles, and I was like, man, I don't want to look at LeBron all day. So they finally took him off the bag, and that's good.
Well, maybe his son will be on it now. You could stare at him.
Oh, God. Oh. Anyway, now we got off on my Dallas Mavericks rant early. I wish them. So the Dallas Stars are all I got left in the DFW area.
I got you. And all this started from asking about a Pandora bracelet charm. It's like, get her a star. Oh, no. So, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyway. Frito-Lay traded the recipe for Ruffles to Oots for the cheese ball barrel packaging patent and 2 beers. There you go. I mean, it's just... And why the Lakers? I mean, you don't trade somebody that good to somebody you got to play a lot.
Well, yeah, that makes, yeah. How long's this Nico Harris been the general manager?
Not long.
Oh, so he's making some real bold moves. So.
That's pretty bold.
Yeah, that is.
And the owners tried to make it sound like they've tried to criticize Luka's commitment to, saying he was fat and wasn't working real hard. And go piss up a rope.
Oh my God. That's really, they said because he was fat?
Win the championship this year. If this bold blockbuster move you did was for the betterment of the team, then we all win championship this year.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. I mean, it's not even like he's I don't know. Anyway.
If you took a BB and put it in a boxcar, it would be like taking Nico Harrison's brain and sticking it up a gnat's ass. I mean, literally, if brains were linen, he couldn't Kotex a fly.
Oh, why you gotta say Kotex? Why you gotta bring that into it?
I'm just saying. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he got his stupid and industrial strength.
I gotcha.
And it's not popular in Dallas.
I can imagine.
I mean, quite honestly, if the franchise goes broke, I mean, I wouldn't shed a tear. Piss on them.
Well, and again, maybe that is the hope the whole reason for these things is moving it somewhere else. Does Las Vegas have a basketball team? I
No,
mean, no. Okay.
no, not yet.
I was gonna say, would they like a basketball
Because they
team?
got a hockey team and they got a football team and now they got a baseball team.
Who's the baseball team?
The Oakland A's are moving
Okay.
to Vegas.
Okay. See, I don't know these things, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They
I
finally
don't
made it where
follow.
they finally made it where they could put sports teams in Las Vegas. So
Okay.
the
What do you
Raiders,
mean
so the
they made
Raiders,
it?
well,
Like,
they had
was
a
it a
law where
law?
because of the sports gambling, you couldn't have a franchise there, but they changed all that.
Oh,
The Los Angeles Raiders moved to Vegas, became the Las Vegas Raiders.
yes, I did know that.
Then they
Okay.
got the hockey team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And
Yes,
now
that's
the Oakland A's
Antonio.
are moving there.
Okay. I did not know that. What are they going to be? What's the Oakland A's going to be now? Do you know?
I don't know if they're changing if they're going to be the Las Vegas A's or they're going to give them another name or whatever.
Interesting. I think,
They can have the Mavericks though.
I mean, sometimes conspiracy theories are not wrong. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just saying that's it. That could be an interesting one if that's to be true.
Hmm.
We shall see.
We're looking for a basketball team and we got the Mavericks.
They used to be good. No, ever?
They
Have
went
they
to the
ever?
championship. They lost the championship last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. What's the?
I mean,
Is
they've
it
been good
who's the Spurs?
recently.
Is that
But
Houston? Houston
San
Spurs?
Antonio's the Spurs.
Oh, San Antonio Spurs.
But the Mavericks won championship,
He's
and then after they won the championship, Cuban is guilty of being one of those owners that okay, we've got one championship, now we're going to try to make some money, and then there was that drought,
I gotcha.
and now I mean they had a good year, and it is what it is.
Hmm.
But
I've
let's
learned a
talk.
lot.
But since we're talking about the sports, let's talk about the Super Bowl. What you think about? Did you watch the Super Bowl, Amy?
I did, of course. Yes, very
Who
much
were-
so.
Who were you pulling for?
I was pulling for the Eagles.
You were pulling for the Eagles, so
I was.
you weren't disappointed.
I was not disappointed. And can I say something? I know I said this in our little group chat, but the Ram Network, their little footballers with Tim and Dave, you were on it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was on pregame.
Yes, the pregame. Y'all
I
were
didn't
giving
make the halftime because the dogs were asleep on my lap. I didn't want to get up. I finally got them to calm down.
I didn't even, but the pre-show, they were giving a lot of crap to Tim for picking the Eagles. And he even said 33-10. And that, I think all y'all like, oh my God, I can't, no, they're never. It was 40-22.
Well, I picked the final score being 42-23. I just got the teams wrong.
Ah,
So I was close score-wise. They didn't think there was going to be that many points scored.
I was just like, man, I told Tim, I was like, man, they were giving you, I hope there's a day after Super Bowl so you could, I'd like to know, he said he had like 18 bets. I'd like to know what he won.
I know some of them he lost. They didn't do him any favors, but
Right.
I also took the over. So at 48.5, I took the over and I was right. It's a crazy game. I mean, Philadelphia kicked crap out of them. And I liked that after the game that I don't care. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not pissed off all week that Philadelphia won. I like Jalen Hurts. I'm happy for Jalen Hurts and nobody else. Maybe DeAndre Smith.
How about Cooper DeJean? Let's be happy for him. Little 33. He caught the interception, ran it in for a touchdown for the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Did he play for Alabama?
No, he played for
Did he play for
Iowa.
Oklahoma? Iowa? Oh, yeah, then I don't care.
Well, it was his birthday. He turned 22. Oh,
Yeah.
my Lord. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm happy for Jalen Hurts and nobody else. But
I like Saquon too.
because they're still the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
But
But the pre-show, which started, the game started at 5? So the pre-show started at like 10 a.m. And all they do is they tell you all these heartfelt stories about different players. And, Tom Brady interviewed Mahomes and like all these different
did you
things
see the
going
Jimmy
on.
Johnson deal they did where he was there holding a football and they AI'd his younger self at Arkansas?
Yes, I did. That was really cool.
It was.
And he got very teared up. I didn't know that much about Jimmy Johnson, so it was kind of cool to see all his playing and that he how he had met Terry Bradshaw and how his roommate was Jerry Jones, right? Wasn't that what that was
Yes.
part of it? I did not know anything, like that. So I thought that was really cool to kind of see it. It's amazing what AI can do. Um, and he obviously looked like he touched him very much.
Yeah,
So
Jimmy
that
gets
was pretty
emotional.
cool.
If Jerry Jones even says that, I mean, he actually has been quoted, "I fucked up" with Jimmy Johnson. So even Jerry knows he did. I mean, they could have won. I bet you they would have. I mean, they won 2 Super Bowls with him, and
Right.
then with just his team, Switzer was able to get one, and should have got 2. I mean, so it could have gone. It could have gone. I mean, the Cowboys could have been so much more. I mean, stringing them together than what they
Right.
did.
Right. I think what Danielle's saying in our chat, I mean, the defensive line, like it was almost like a college team playing a high school team. Like it was I mean, it was crazy. And I don't even watch it that much. And I knew, I was like, my goodness. I mean, Mahomes was sacked like 5 times.
Hey, listen to the line though. I mean,
Unheard of.
when you think a 40-22 football game, you would think that they were offensive juggernauts. But Jalen Hurts threw 17 passes went 17 for 22 with 221 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes was 21 for 32 for 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So when you look at the line on the quarterback, you would think Kansas City outplayed them, but they didn't.
Right.
And Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes were the leading rushers for their teams.
Yeah.
Kansas City rushed for 49 yards. Philadelphia for only 135. Mahomes 4 rushes for 25 yards. Jalen Hurts 11 rushes for 72 yards. So, I mean, when you look at the line you look at the box scores on it for that game to be what it was. I mean, it was really spread around. But those are not impressive numbers by either quarterback, honestly.
No, I mean, yes, but I mean, by you reading those numbers, like you said,
I was shocked when I read the numbers.
But like I said, I thought it was a interesting game. I enjoyed it. Maybe because of the Kansas City Chiefs and the aura with them. Like once a game gets to be whatever it was, 30-8 or what, I mean, it was pulling away kind of quickly. You kind of be like, okay, well, but because
and it wasn't and they weren't trash time points. I mean,
right. But I'm just saying, sometimes you kind of stop maybe paying as much attention. But because it was Kansas City, you knew there was that,
Can't nobody say the referees were for them this week.
Yeah, really. That is very true too.
But it was, I didn't hate it. I mean, it was kind of a foregone conclusion by halftime.
And so let me ask you this, and I may be wrong, but the push tush play is no longer going to be allowed.
They want to outlaw it.
Okay, why?
I guess people get hurt getting hurt in the wave of the push.
Sure. Oh, I could see that because you could, but okay. I wasn't. I don't.
They were working on one of the guys' necks on the sideline. But this has been they've been discussing that.
They have been. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty little fun play. But I saw that I guess Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, right?
Right.
Is it Barkley? They were on somebody, Jimmy Kimmel or whoever. Somebody.
Andrew says it's because it's a foregone conclusion it will score or result in a first down. Andrew Hermes, Terry Weaver, TNA Top 10's with us. Willie Buck's here. Danielle Simeon's here. Chris North is with us.
Oh, Lord.
Efren is here.
Yay. And I'm sure Andrew and Terry are going to be laughing as I try to talk football here.
They had a great show. And their top 10 list with the best top 10 Super Bowl halftime shows ever.
Yes, that
I
was
thought
fun.
that, and I think it's the best list they've ever done. And you can't poke holes in that top 10.
No, let me ask you this. What did you think about this year's? Would you put it in a top 10?
No, not for me personally. Now here's where I didn't understand a word he was saying.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't understand what he was saying. I didn't get it. I know
Right.
that everybody was hanging on to every word because he's got his beef with Drake. I liked the pageantry. I liked the flag theme that they did. I liked that you put Sam Jackson out there as Uncle Sam. I thought they were telling a story. I don't know what the fuck the story was. That's on me though, because
Right. I
I'm
think
59 years old.
right.
That's not really what I'm into.
Right.
Now, I'm not one of those that's going to go on and say, I hate the halftime show. It'd have been better if George Strait was been there. And, oh, I hate it. And I'm never going to watch the fucking Super Bowl again. I mean, everybody goes on social media and rants like that. Why don't you just realize that everything's not for you? It wasn't your turn this year.
Right. Or go put on your own Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, I mean, it can't be for you every year.
Right.
How many millions of people? 133 million? Or was it billion? It was the most watched Super Bowl show ever.
Probably 100. I think millions. I mean, I can't imagine it was
133. That was a lot. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people watched. It can't be for you every year.
And
I mean,
I'm pretty sure the crowd all sang A minor, so it wasn't like it was crickets, like when he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, but last year, was it last year when we got all the old rappers?
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years? But I mean,
I could be wrong about that.
I
love that one.
I'm 59 years old. So, but hey, I love Prince. Prince is my all-time favorite.
Right.
Prince is my all-time favorite. Aerosmith with NSYNC and Britney Spears. NSYNC and Britney Spears are not what I would call my jam.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. It was great. Beyonce. I enjoyed it. The Weeknd. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of them that I didn't enjoy, and I probably couldn't call them by name, and this is one that I can't say that I hated it. I watched it. I just didn't get it. It wasn't for me, and it's okay because next year they won't get George Strait. They won't get George Strait. George ain't doing the Super Bowl, but I mean, let's just say that next year they trot George Strait out there, which would be a fine Super Bowl show. I'm sure I would enjoy it. A lot of people would enjoy it. There would be a lot of people that didn't enjoy it. That's okay. Right. It's okay. It's not your year. Everybody gets a turn.
And I think, yes, I do think it seems like they're maybe going to more like, I don't want to say dancing music, but like that really keeps the crowd going. And,
Kendrick Lamar's hot. He's a flavor of the week. Hey, but
I don't know about flavor of the week. He seems to be riding it.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. He's the hot thing right now.
Yes, yes, he is.
He sang a song that's currently in litigation because he accused Drake of being a pedo.
Yes, that is the A minor.
Yeah, I think he laid out on the verse, but I think the crowd sang it.
I think, yeah,
Oh, this week's TNA Top 10 is Golden Girls quotes, and Chris North is saying that the Burt Reynolds "Which One's the Slut" is the greatest moment in Golden Girl history. I may not disagree with him there on that, but no, what I was saying is that there's been lots of great halftime shows. It's not. I'm cool with it. Wasn't my turn this year. And also, I didn't have a problem with America the Beautiful I don't know who the lady's name that sang it, but Trombone Shorty played, and I thought it was a neat version of America the Beautiful. And I thought the fellow that did the national anthem did a great job on it. And he didn't get
Jungle.
too crazy. He didn't get too crazy with it.
And he played the piano while I was doing it.
Yeah. I thought, and but I mean, somebody said something online, and then I had to hear that people died, and this was disrespectful. What did he do? It was disrespectful. I liked it. Put on your dress blues.
I will say this, and this is a hill that I will die on. Whitney Houston did the absolute best Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl that's ever been done.
Without question. Without question. And
I know I don't like it when
how about Lady Gaga? How about Lady Gaga?
You know,
how about Lady Gaga with that thing they did on Bourbon Street?
I loved it. I like Lady Gaga. I mean, I
heard her on Howard Stern. No auto tune, just singing, and she's got the voice of an angel, man. She is so good. Now, I did think the whole thing with everybody from Fox walking up and the different camera angles, it was overproduced, but
yes, but she is definitely one of those that she definitely cares about different, she's very active in different, things or whatever. And that song was sung very heartfelt, like it was a very heartfelt song. Lauren Daigle. I knew she was up. I don't remember.
They will have Beyonce again, so people can have their country halftime show.
Terry, that wasn't very nice. Like I said, I don't really like it when they get too crazy with it, but I didn't think either anybody who sang got really, ridiculous with.
Well, America the Beautiful is not an anthem; it's a song. So,
right,
that was their interpretation of it. You're in the back. You're down in New Orleans in the French Quarter, and Trombone Shorty and her did a great job on that song. I thought it was well done. I'm not up in arms about it. And you're right about Whitney Houston. God almighty. She was something.
She was, till the damn Bobby Brown had to introduce drugs to her.
Yeah.
And there they go. That's what a waste.
It was.
But
but anyway, like I didn't. How did you feel about the halftime show?
You know what? It was fun. It was like, I liked it. I mean, the beat, you can't help but, and the dance, I am one of those that also was like, I really like his jeans. Like, that's how ridiculous I am, close to 50. And I thought he looked really good. And so then I go and find out everybody's talking about he had the flare jeans on. And I was just like, okay, I was thinking.
Didn't hate it. I mean, I watched it. I was into it. I just wish I could have understood what the fuck he was saying.
I think it was one of those things. It's kind of like I was sitting there and I was getting some tea that I didn't know that I really wanted. Because I'm like, is that Serena Williams? Had to go look that up. Like, why would Serena Williams? You know what I mean? Like, It was just funny. I'm like you. I knew that they had a beef, Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Like, I knew there was, but I don't know anything about it or what was going on. And the fact that that's what he was singing about,
I'm not going out of my way to find, it's not mine. I mean,
I liked it.
I tend to listen to 70s and 80s music. I listen to classic rock. I listen to classic country. I listen to classic rap. I mean, you give me the 2 Live Crew. Give me late 80s LL Cool J. Give me Run DMC. Give me the Beastie Boys. Give me, get back in the day.
Right.
But this new stuff, it's not me,
Right. I love the I love the red, white, and blue that was used throughout it. And of course, there was a lot of symbolism in there. He talked about the whatever it was, 48 acres and a mule. It's in there. It's in the song. And apparently that has to do with, what African Americans were promised after the Civil War. Like I said, there was
there was no doubt in my mind.
There
was no doubt in my mind. There was a statement being made.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I get it. I didn't know what it was.
I didn't either. I was liking stuff, and I probably you know, I'm like, oh, I really do like the red, white, and blue. But I'm sure there's some huge symbolism that I was not getting. I felt
Yeah.
stupid, but
Heather Whitley says, and to put a wrestling perspective, Lauren also does Rise Up, the song they used for a Cody video.
oh, Lauren
Because
Daigle,
because
full.
everything's wrestling.
That's very true. Because that's what we are. We're a talking wrestling show.
But now, when your team, but when you have when your team's not playing in the Super Bowl, one of the best things to me about watching the Super Bowl is the commercials.
Yeah.
And
historically, yes.
And I don't think this year's commercials were as strong as years past.
I 100% agree.
But there was some in there that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you tell me your favorite one was? The Dunkings?
I think I like the Dunkin' Donut one. I did like that. I had not seen it before. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I love Jay and Silent Bob, so that was fun that they had like their own little, you know, little cameo. Starbucks coming in.
Yeah, look at Bill Belichick with his girlfriend making an appearance.
Yeah, that was, I can't even think about that. That is disgusting. That in big vat. I had no idea what that was all about. I don't know who this guy is. So that was another thing.
I didn't care enough to Google to find out who Jeremy Strong was.
I love this. I love that Starbucks coming in and doing all that. I mean, it was funny. But what I really liked is that I hadn't seen this commercial. You know, like I felt like that was one of the things in the Super Bowl, at least in the past. I feel like that's where like new commercials debuted. And I think half of the commercials that were shown were ones that I had already seen. That Channing Tatum with the cold brew, I'd already seen that.
Yeah, they're
you know,
they're releasing they release a lot of them online now.
That's really disappointing though, because
it's
that was what the big thing.
It's kind of smart though, because you can get them out there and you don't have to pay all that money.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's historically the commercials have been one B. You know, the game is 1A and the commercials are 1B.
Now, I liked our Frito-Lay commercial where the little girl goes out and plants a potato.
That was cute.
Yeah.
I liked I didn't understand it, but I liked the Macho Man cameo with the Bosch I guess appliances. I don't know really for sure what they were doing.
It's me,
Antonio
Banderas.
When very nice, Antonio and Banderas.
My Bosch fridge, it makes me feel different.
But why do you think Randy Macho Man Savage was in this commercial?
Well, I mean, but
I don't know who that dude is.
But he's doing a pretty good Macho Man.
The belt was my favorite. Like, what in the world? The belt. That's a big. I
like the belt.
I don't like the front, like the world globe on it. It's like it's sticking out. Like it was kind of weird. But no, I agree. I wish I knew who this dude was.
I thought Antonio Banderas played both characters, but I guess not.
I'm assuming it was that guy that was drilling. Is who it is.
That commercial would have worked better if Buffalo would have been in the big game. But I had to think long and hard about what my favorite one was, because there was several to choose from. I narrowed down my top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in third.
Let's back in this place. What, no good?
Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan recreating their iconic scene from When Harry Met Sally.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so good.
And I like how he started out. I'm surprised they let us back in here.
Yeah, really.
That is a sandwich. I'll have what she's having.
A young, yeah.
I love it, man.
It was funny.
It was a callback, and it was. As soon as I saw him, I knew it was going to happen, and just started laughing.
Yes, definitely.
And then Matthew McConaughey still in the show
for the National Football League. Or should
I
call
love
it the National Football League.
I love him talking about how it makes people think about food. That's hilarious.
I like how the Super Bowl LIX is licks,
Yes.
and that it's played
What are you eating, Jerry?
and it's
Rice.
played in a
Jerry's eating
bowl.
rice.
It's played in
Yes.
a bowl that stadium is named after a salad.
Yes. Yes. He is
Thanks,
hilarious.
Coach.
He's playing Lombardi there,
Cheeseheads. Of course. Why do you think Buffalo got a team?
Exactly.
These wings deserve it.
and I love it. I mean, how they just put it all together. It was a fun
It
commercial.
was. And he's been doing, I like that, even though it was a brand new commercial to something that they have been kind of doing over and over with Uber Eats about,
Yeah, I
Jerry,
mean,
what are you
they
eating?
did some
Twice,
teasers all the way up to the main event, and
Yes.
an honorable mention to DoorDash with the wiener dogs running
I thought
in
you
hot
would
dog
like that.
buns, and Jolly Green Giant and Chester Cheetah, and they that was fun. That was kind of fun. But
Yes.
this is the one that this is the commercial that won for me.
Oh no. That is disgusting.
It's Seal
I understand. but
as
it
a
is
seal.
disgusting. Like it looks so weird. I can't even. Seriously.
But
That
I
is-
mean, it's Seal though.
Oh my god. But that is just so weird.
I just got a kick out of that.
Oh my god.
That he
I
was
just
singing,
thought-
a variation of a kiss of a
Of
kiss
the
from a
Rose.
rose. It's just, but Seal as a seal was,
Sleeping.
I loved it. It popped me so much.
I liked a little I do like that, the Budweiser commercial.
Willie
I
Buck
thought
wants
that
to know
was
what we thought about the Budweiser commercial.
it was very sweet. I always like
go
those
fishing tomorrow?
commercials.
That
The
one?
little
I got a
no,
colonoscopy
that's
tomorrow.
Bud Light. No, the one where the
Fellas,
Oh, the horse.
I accidentally
the
threw a lame
cult.
party.
this
Oh.
is the one that is a little horse. He's like, oh,
I
you're too
saw it.
young, but then a keg falls off and he like rolls it. I like those.
I saw the
Budweiser
extended
commercials.
version online.
Very sweet. What you were getting ready to show is one of my favorites. It's one that's been out there, but I love how he says they're like it's like your grill. No,
Your
lawnmower
mower's a
is-
grill? No,
No.
my grill's a mower.
He goes, keep it down because the HOA's been on my back. But that's a funny video. I like that commercial.
Danielle says, yeah, I wouldn't have understood it unless someone at the party told me who it was.
Which part, Danielle?
She didn't know who
Sorry.
Seal was.
Oh, okay.
I'm
It's
assuming
very-
that's who she's talking about.
That's probably, yes. That was very weird to see him as an actual seal. And yes, the cul-de-sac commercial is pretty funny.
I thought it was.
I like that.
Yeah.
Can you play it? Can we watch it? If we
Sure.
talk over it?
We got to
They're
talk
on their
over it.
way.
I'm-
I love that. He comes over with the shoots. I just love that. Oh, seal. He's
And
like,
Post
you called it
Malone.
a party. Post Malone, it's kind of funny. That
Post
Shane-
Malone's been everywhere.
Shane Gillis
We
is
had
pretty
him
funny
doing.
too.
He was doing flaming hot Doritos
Cheetos?
commercials a couple years ago.
Really? I don't know
And
why
my
I thought
daughter
you were
tells
gonna
me the
say-
Post Malone Oreos are excellent.
I have not. Oh, there it is. My smoker cuts grass.
Yeah.
Fully custom.
And then
I
Peyton
do-
shows up.
I do like it with his little fanny pack. That's pretty funny.
Let's talk about the Peyton Manning. Let's talk about the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning DraftKings field goal contest.
Okay.
Eli won.
First off, the commercials leading up to it were hilarious. The one
yeah.
where Eli, I want to be a kicker. He's like got his he looks like he's from the 80s, and Peyton comes in with a little mustache. You're gonna be a quarterback like me and Dad. It's just that was funny.
Yeah.
The two together, I think are really they have some good chemistry, obviously as brothers, but they do some funny things, and I think that and they're not afraid to do things that are kind of goofy, in a sense. And I like that.
Peyton's the talent of the family.
Definitely.
I mean,
but,
I don't even normally call him Eli. And honestly, he won the kicking contest because Eli should have been a kicker.
He did really well. I mean, he did really well.
I call him Peyton, and then I call him not Peyton, hell, not even Cooper.
That's not very nice.
I don't like Eli Manning.
Why?
Because the day that the Cowboys opened their brand new stadium, they played the New York Giants, and the Giants beat the Cowboys. And Eli went into the locker room and got a Sharpie and autographed the wall of the brand new stadium. First victory in the new stadium, and signed his name.
If it had been reversed, you would have loved that, Pondwater.
But it wasn't. And I think Jerry Jones missed a prime opportunity to have the Arlington police march Mr. Manning down there and give him something to clean up the walls with, or watched him get arrested for vandalism because you done took a Sharpie to his $1 billion stadium.
That's a really bold move on Eli's part. I'm really shocked that he would have done that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? That doesn't seem like him.
enemy. Mortal enemy.
I understand.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. I had a hard time getting over T.O. spiking the ball on the star. And when he became a Cowboy, I mean, normally I was forgiven, but it took me a minute.
I mean,
and it wasn't so much that he did it once; he tried to do it twice.
Right.
Anyway,
did you ever forgive him?
Who, T.O.?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I just I didn't know.
And the Cowboys actually, when he left the Cowboys screwed him because T.O. wasn't trying to be a prima donna. He actually took his complaints. He took his complaints behind closed doors, and the details of the meeting were leaked. So the Cowboys kind of screwed T.O.
And Chris.
T.O. is an idiot, but he was our idiot at that point.
Well, and I did catch Chris North said, "Did you catch him saying that's a good looking seal?"
I did.
Was on the boat. I was like, "Oh Lord."
Yeah, I didn't play I didn't. I just clipped part of that commercial.
Yeah.
I meant to give credit to the people on TikTok that posted them, but I didn't read their names quick enough before they went through.
And again, we're just a little old show.
I mean, I was going to give them credit for stealing it.
That's right. We're promoting it all. We like them all. So, nobody be mean to us. Parcells, who's that? Parcells talking about T.O. was hilarious. Who's Parcells?
Bill Parcells.
Again, who is that?
He was a championship coach, winning coach for the New York Giants. And he also spent a couple years in Dallas as a coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to give me more than just the name. I got to know I don't know who that is.
Speaking of championships.
Ooh.
Big Time Belts. Big Time Belts doing it over at Facebook. Join the group Big Time Belts. Athena. The forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Look at her spinning her belt that was made by Big Time Belts. The North American Heavyweight Champion got his stuff made from Big Time Belts. HCM American Champion. Russell Chew, the Hair King Guru. You can get marriage belts at Big Time Belts. The Manchester Player of the Week struts ass around campus with a Big Time belt.
Ooh.
Palmetto Championship Wrestling got their belt made. Our good friend Tim Robinson got his AMW belt made at Big Time Belts. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. Made our Ram Network fantasy football belt that Timmy C won and promptly gave away to a child in a wheelchair.
Yes.
It's good on him.
That Palmetto Championship belt was my favorite, but I really do think the game event belt, because it's purple, and that's just that's my favorite color.
Game event belt was on point.
And it has the jewels in it. I just think that's a beautiful belt.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
if Efren ever makes a version 2 of that, it'll even be better.
We need to encourage him to have another game event somewhere so that it can be played for. I
100% agree.
It's hard to think of it just once a year. Who knows? Does he have it? Who has it? Do you have it? Or does he have it? Efren has it. Okay. I didn't know if you took it back with them or if you took it. I didn't know who.
I didn't take it. The last time I saw it, Dave Westbrook had it at his house.
Okay. Well, Maybe that's where it is.
But
don't
I'm
know.
sure Efren took it home with him. Or
Um,
maybe he's going to ship it back so he didn't have to carry it on the airplane. I do not know.
yeah. Because would you, I think something like that, you would want to like bring it
Traveling with
on
belts,
with you, right?
traveling with belts is either a pain in the ass or it's smooth. I've only one time carried belts anywhere that they wanted to get them out and look at them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been through one time and couldn't believe that I got through without them pulling them out and looking at them.
What did they want? What did they say to you? Like, why do you have these belts?
No, they just want to see what they were. Because
Did they ask you if you won them? I'm just curious. Like, did they ask you anything about it? Like, why are you carrying around a belt? Oh, Dave's got it.
Carlos has verified the belt is with Dave.
Awesome.
Hello, guys. I love all my sports, but I'm ready for NASCAR to start back this weekend. Billy Sellers.
That is Daytona 500,
The
right?
Daytona 500.
Starts
I like
it all off.
I liked the race that they had at Bowling Green Stadium. That was, I mean, not Bowling Green.
Yeah, you know, I don't have a clue.
Oh man, they just had it was a little short track. Billy could tell us what it is. It's
What state
it's not
is it
Bowling
in?
Green. It used to be on the schedule years ago, and it's just a little bull ring short track race. Now, one of the cars bumped in, got pissed and hit one of the other cars and came off the ground, and there's no give to them at all. There's no stock cars.
No kidding.
I
That I
mean,
did know.
I enjoyed NASCAR much more than 25 years ago than I do now
How come?
because they weren't even really stock cars then.
Mm-hmm.
But they've changed the cars, and I mean, I've got a problem with the lug nut situation. Now they've just got the one in the middle that they do use like an Indy car instead of having to hit all the lug nuts.
Yes.
That was to me, you had your pit crew. There wasn't any reason to go. I mean, being able to pick up time in the pits, having a good pit crew.
Yeah.
When we went to Richard Childress Racing. One time we were going to Charlotte for NWA Legends, and Stephanie writes a blog for Science Scene, a newsletter that goes to educators. Her company puts it out, and she writes a blog for Science Scene. Like when we went to Epcot, she got us a tour behind the scene about hydroponics.
Oh, cool.
When we went to and then when we went to St. Louis, she got a behind the scenes at the zoo. And then when we went to NASCAR, she did the science of NASCAR, and we got a behind the scenes tour of Richard Childress Racing. And looking at all they do to train their pit crews, to me, you know, making it just that one in the middle, and they've taken away an art form.
Right.
To me, it's just I want them to be more like used to. You race it on Sunday and sell it on Monday. And it's not like that anymore. And, you know, when I look at it's easy to get when it's easy to get tickets to NASCAR. If it's easy to get tickets, you're doing something wrong. Because when I was going, it was hard to get tickets.
Right.
And if you had to get them secondhand, they were expensive. I mean, for 3 years, we were going out and camping. My vacation was getting an RV and camping at the track. We had a great time going to NASCAR. But we'll watch it. You know, sometimes it's just background noise while we're at home, but
right. Have it on and whatever.
But I mean, I'm not as passionate about it as I used to be. Daytona sold out. Well, there you go.
And that's next week, right? I said.
But you know, I remember when you had to be on a waiting list to go to Bristol.
Yeah.
But I liked it when they put Bristol on. They added dirt, and I always liked the road courses. I would really like road courses. I'm notorious for not calling in sick ever, and I think when I was working for my family one Sunday, I called in sick so I could watch the race at Sears Point. Because I never did it, so I could get away with it every now and then. But
right.
So if my uncle's listening, I got you. I got you.
That's not very nice. So
Neither is
is
he. So piss on him.
Daytona 500 is where Dale Earnhardt died, right?
Yes,
It was
that's
because it was the first race of the whatever,
Yeah.
the new year, whatever they call it. Interesting. One of the things I thought also was interesting with the commercials, is how many advertisements. Like there was one for the city of Ontario. I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting. And there was multiple ones about. I don't think it was. Maybe it was the Indy 500. Like the different guys who were racers. Race car drivers. And maybe it was about Daytona, but they were talking about, when he was a little boy or whatever. I just thought some of the, like I said, it was just a weird year for commercials. I thought, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but
after halftime, do you get some local commercials that they kind of go up and beyond about?
I don't really remember. I think we have in the past. I don't know about this.
Well,
I don't
we have a
remember
lawyer
this
here.
year.
We have a lawyer here, Swartz. A couple years ago, he did like a Star Wars parody. May the Schwartz be with you. But this year,
right?
yeah. But this year, he was doing Star Wars. But this year, he did a bowling, and him and 3 other lawyers were bowling against insurance. Like you had a parody of Limu, Emu, and Doug.
Oh, okay.
And Flo.
Okay.
And there was a couple others. Jake
hilarious.
from State Farm, and there was one of the other ones too, maybe the All-State guy, but they were beating them at bowling. And I mean, it's like a kind of a big production for a local. I mean,
I like that. That's hilarious.
yeah. I mean, Brian, I think his name's Brian Schwartz. Anyway, but he normally for Super Bowl, he has a pretty good local Super Bowl commercial.
I feel like I have seen them before. I can't remember if there was one on for this Super Bowl. I don't remember it.
I liked the NFL commercial about trying to get girls flag football in all 50 states.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that commercial a lot. And I would be 100% for girls flag football. My granddaughter would be excellent at it.
Yeah.
Except she can't hit anybody. I mean, it's flag, but.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. That's right.
But she'd still be good at it.
Heck yeah. I thought that was, I definitely thought that was really good.
I'm for it. Fun. I'm for girls flag football.
I didn't know there was an issue. Like they just don't have it. People don't want it. They just don't think about doing it. Like as an actual, not playing.
They want to try. They're trying to get it. It'll be a recognized high school sport.
I got you. Because now they play amongst the different grades. Like the girls.
I mean, girls football is not available here.
They do something. I think it's like isn't it Powder Puff?
Oh.
But they do it at the schools. But they play seniors play the sophomores or whatever. So it's just, I mean, they're not.
Yeah, but we're talking about a competitive flag football league.
Yes, 100%. Yes, I think that would.
Didn't Rebel play lingerie league?
Yes, she did.
I thought that from your interview with her that she had mentioned that.
Yes, she had. I mean, she's very athletic just because she cheered for so long.
Yeah.
And, that just took her to the Dallas Cowboys. That took her to the lingerie football league. That took her, took her to the dance troupe. I mean, really, because I asked her about, had she been did she have a background in dancing? And she really hadn't, just from what you do in cheer. So, I mean, all her athleticism and strength and moves, I guess you could say, comes through cheer. And it is very it's choreographed. So, I mean, again, it's all in the same family, basically.
Well, we're going to segue now.
Okay.
Because it is talking wrestling. We're going to talk old wrestling. We're going to talk about the old stuff, and it's probably going to be an excellent opportunity for me to bark at clouds.
because you're the only one. I don't know how old Billy may be, but I can speak for the rest of the group. You're the only one that was alive during this. Usually I could say I was alive, but I was not even born.
You
at
weren't
the
born in
year-
1974?
No, I'm 10 years younger than you. I was born in 76.
Okay.
So
Well, in 1974, the NWA, the
Oh.
National Wrestling Alliance, the
I
major
did not-
leagues of professional wrestling.
I didn't know Coach Keith was in there. I should have known.
Oh, there's Coach Keith.
is
Hey,
like
Coach.
60 and looks
Billy
like he's
Sellers is
22.
52. But anybody that's a fan of old wrestling, and I'll talk about some rules too that were just territorial. But these rules that I'm about to go over, the 1974 NWA official rules as sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance,
Are you
major rule changes in 1974.
Are you going to post it? Can you or no?
I don't have a graph.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to look at mine that you
I
sent
tried
me.
to do the graphics, but they didn't blow up to where anybody would have actually been able to read them.
I understand.
But the count on the floor is no longer 20, but has been changed to a 10 count. That rule went into effect August 11th, 1973. We had a 20 count in world class in 1982 and 83.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say we had a 20 count, if you go back and watch, everybody was counting 1, 2, 3. So their 20 count was like a traditional 10 count. I mean, they were just counting. I mean, they were hammering that 20 out.
So why do you think they changed it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you know about?
I have no idea why.
Okay.
Because I didn't know it went to a 10 count in 73. I thought, because I grew up world class.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, intentional striking of a referee will result in an automatic disqualification or suspension. And here we are 50 years later, and that's still the case. You can't hit the referee. That is a no-no. You don't hit the referee. Angel Camacho, you do not hit the referee.
That's still a good rule. I think
Frankie Thomas, you do not hit the referee.
Ray Fury. That was an accident. I was there. I saw it. It was an accident.
Yeah.
I saw it. It was an accident.
Still.
I know it didn't
We don't
feel good.
hit the referee. Okay. When you give your instructions, no hair pulling, no eye gouging, no strangleholds or biting, no pulling of the trunks, masks, or any other equipment, no straight punches or kicks with the point of the toe.
So I like that because that insinuates if you have to make that rule, that means that people were biting and they were pulling hair and they were getting vicious, I guess you could say.
Well,
it doesn't seem like that's wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there's a note to this. Contestants who repeatedly violate any of these rules will be disqualified.
Right.
So it's okay. You pull the guy's hair.
Right.
But
or
nowadays,
because we have women wrestlers.
But back then,
he is. And he's sweet. Oh my God, he's so nice too.
Oh yeah, he's dreamy.
He is very dreamy. He wouldn't be dreamy if he was mean though. You know what I'm saying? But he is super nice.
Oh God. Are y'all through now? Y'all need a cigarette?
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is nowadays they go to the hair a lot. Back then, after 2 or 3 times of going to the hair, you could disqualify somebody.
Right.
But pulling the hair meant something, but the referee had the authority. So the whole match wasn't a series of hair pulls, but you do a hair pull, you do an eye gouge, you could bite somebody, but you didn't just keep doing it, and keep doing it.
Right.
By keep doing it, you're burying the referee. So back then the referees would disqualify you because it was treated as a contest.
Right.
You were telling the stories within the framework of the rules.
Do you
know what I'm saying?
Do you think that the rule changes helped elevate that third person in the ring to?
Well, there's always been rules.
Yes,
But,
but I'm
what
just
I'm saying is by establishing the rules, this is like the wrestling Bible. This is
right,
telling the workers, these are your guidelines.
right.
So you can tell your story in the ring within the framework of the rules. And I know you're going to think, well, immediately, I'm going to go to the Young Bucks. Because how many times do you see
I
that
thought you were going to the Von Erichs,
the
honestly. But
rules are suspended
right. Oh, yes, yes, yes,
while
yes,
they're getting all of their stuff in?
yes,
Because
yes.
getting their stuff in has become more important at this day and age, and they're over with the fans. So I can't argue that it's not a successful formula for them. I'm just saying that you hear Cornette, if you don't obey the rules, then it's all bullshit. And it's just
100%.
Cirque du Soleil choreographed violence, and it doesn't have any meaning to it.
Jim Cornette is a very, very smart man.
And while we're mentioning Jim Cornette, him and his wife Stacy, they lost their dog, Harley Quinn. Yeah,
What
they had to put her
happened?
down, and I know
Oh,
that was their kid, and I know and my heart breaks for them that they had to do that. So
I did not. That's a very recent thing, isn't
that
it?
was today.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh.
So
Bless them. That's terrible.
Heart breaks for them. The following violations are an automatic disqualification: throwing an opponent over the top rope. And I know you kids are like, what's so bad about that? Well, if you throw somebody out of the ring between the first and the second rope, they go to the floor.
Mhm.
But if you throw them over the top rope, it's a disqualification. So let's say that Ric Flair and Kevin Von Erich are wrestling April 1st, 1983 at the Fair Park Coliseum in Dallas, Texas.
1983. Was that
And
your
Bronco
favorite year?
Lubitsch is
Was that your favorite year?
my favorite year in wrestling.
83. Okay. That's what I thought.
And
Wasn't sure.
it's that 1983 is my favorite year in wrestling. Anyway, so the referee's out of the ring. He takes a bump and he's on the floor. And Ric Flair throws Kevin Von Erich over the top rope on the other side of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd sees it. Oh my God, he threw him over the top rope. He can't do that. So the crowd reacts to something that Flair can't do. Well, Kevin's back in the ring. Kevin throws Flair over the top rope. Bronco's on the floor. Flair gets back in the ring. David Manning runs in. Kevin does a flying body press, pins Ric Flair. David Manning counts it 1, 2, 3. New heavyweight champion. But Bronco Lubitsch recovers and waves it off. And he explains to David that Kevin threw Rick over the top rope. When he threw Rick over the top rope, because he looked up and he saw Rick come over the top rope, we saw Kevin throw him over. The match was over by disqualification.
Right.
It was a way to tell the story. Everybody got the dusty finish.
Yep.
We thought Kevin was the champion. But but Flair did it first.
Exactly.
So the storytelling is that Flair did it first,
but didn't get caught. And
the NWA representatives were there and saw it. Rematch for International Star Wars. That that justified that Flair was trying to intentionally get disqualified. Now we're going to have it at International Star Wars. If he gets disqualified, he loses the belt. Storytelling. It was just storytelling.
And unfortunately, Kevin died before that, right?
No. Kevin's fine. But no, that's David.
Not Kevin. David.
But Kevin got his title shot, but Harley Race had won the championship before that. Then Harley threw a big old fit that he had to do the disqualification angle because that was Rick's deal, not his, but he assumed the schedule of the world champion. Storytelling.
Yes. It was
Karate thrust to the throat. Immediate disqualification. The pile driver that everybody kicks out of today,
right,
was a banned move. You could not do a pile driver in most states.
That's like the spike. I like how they do that sometimes, where they're getting around like you said, the ref's knocked out. They do
Right.
the illegal move, the spike pile driver. I like that.
Failing to break an illegal hold before the referee's count of 5. We still do that today.
Yes.
The use of any foreign object. Still a storytelling angle today.
Yep.
Any interference with the duties of a referee. Nobody really gets disqualified for that. They should. But I mean, now it's common to pull the referee for the cheating to ensue.
Right.
And
right.
occasionally the referee will throw that person out.
Yes.
Continuing to abuse a defeated opponent. I don't know why we don't, like, after a match when they attack and just lay it on after the match. Why would it be a big deal for the referee to reverse the decision as a result of that? Used to happen. It was, yeah, like you're beating them up after the match,
right?
You've disqualified them. But the story was that if you won the match, you got more money at the pay window,
right?
So disqualifying them took away from their money.
Away. I got you. Oh, that's a good one.
Any interference by managers, seconds, or cornermen is an immediate disqualification. Now they can catch them and they just they throw them out.
Yeah.
That's the big deal, is like, you're out of here.
But I like that too, because a disqualification that might get, like you said, you could do a lot more storytelling by letting them cheat with the crowd seeing them and the ref doesn't see it.
But if
yet.
you catch them, you disqualify it because it's still a contest. You got caught cheating.
Yes, but I like them throwing them out because I think that's still gives you the finish that you're looking for.
Because the crowd pops for throwing them out.
And then you actually get the one-on-one contest.
I don't know that I mean, like if J.J. Dillon hitting them with a shoe, that ought to be a disqualification. But just trying to grab it, I don't know. You'd have to, maybe the severity of it.
It says any. Oh, no, wait.
It says any interference should be a disqualification. And it was.
I like how they're lax on that a little bit.
Here's a good one. Tag team save rules. And WWE tried this for like a week, and then they got away from it. I mean, they threw it out the window. Tag team save rule. Automatic disqualification when one team member saves another on a sure pinning or submission combination more than once. You get one. We shouldn't have 73 breakups. You get one. And I got no problem with that. You could be a little liberal and maybe we'd allow 2 of them. But saving the pins is out of freaking control. Because it's the run-ins. It's that Texas tornado bullshit. There's got to be a point where y'all got to figure out a creative way. Let him put his foot on the rope and break the pin if he can't kick out. Place his foot on the rope if the ref didn't see it. But that getting in, and also a lot of time when they just get in and do that, they're still covered. Still covered. Why was the referee stopped? Because the other guy's in. Knock him off. You got to get in there and you got to knock him off of him to break up the pin. And not just the initial contact, like tag. Okay, I touched him. I broke the pin. No, you got to knock that sumbitch off the top of him.
I think that is one of the things that, like you said, we do see a lot more is like they tap them and then the guy goes flailing off.
Look at that respect. Andrew's got respect for J.J. Dillon's shoe.
I would think that a Carolina guy, I would definitely think he would respect the
and no intentional punching or kicking in the groin or kidney area.
Kidney area, really? Okay.
So nut shots are out. I mean, they still are.
Are your nuts by your kidneys?
Normally they are if I get kicked in them. Hey, let me tell you what. Bucky's got this vertical now. Bucky and Fritz both. And if I don't keep them legs together and they get up underneath me and jump up.
How is Fritz after his? I love him in his little cone, cone of shame.
Yeah. Did I tell y'all? Oh,
I think you told me.
I got him fixed. I got him fixed, and I spent the extra $100 on the laser procedure because he'll heal up quicker. But he still went to town on it, even on instead of stitches, he was glued and irritated it. But I didn't keep him in the cone the full 2 weeks. He's fine.
Yeah, probably just, like you said, let that initially start healing.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to charge me $18 for a cone. But anyway, then the following maneuvers are legal. So we're not just telling you what you can't do. Now we're going to tell you what you can do. Judo chops, forearm blows, bolo punches, instep, and flat of the foot kicks. You can't go in there and kick them with a toe. You can't toe punch them. Toe punching is bad. But you can get them with a flat foot.
What's a
like
bolo?
a stomp.
What's a bolo punch?
I have no idea.
Oh, it was legal. So maybe
But it
we've
was
seen
legal.
it. We just didn't know it.
The use of the ropes to gain leverage. Contestants may spring against the ropes as in tackles and other such maneuvers, providing the contact with the rope is momentarily. So bouncing off the ropes is cool. But if you stand up on top of the ropes, I'm supposed to count, And it's actually, if you're on top of the ropes, you're out of the ring, and that's where the 10 count, the same as the apron.
Right.
It is legal to continue wrestling your opponent until he is clearly entangled in the ropes and the referee calls for a break. Wrestlers caution to protect themselves during the break. So yeah,
gotcha.
we get them in the ropes, we call for the break. That's still
Right.
the change. 50 years later, some things haven't changed. Contestants will get 10 counts on the apron of the ring and 10 on the floor. So if they get back on the apron, if they don't get back in the ring, the count doesn't stop. A lot of wrestlers will get on there and you'd be surprised how many times they look at me like, what the hell are you doing? When they get off the floor onto the apron and I'm still counting.
Right.
You got to get in the ring. I'm not going to stop counting and have a conversation with you because you're standing on the apron. Championships cannot change hands when the victory is gained by disqualification, which is
Interesting. That was
a way to protect the championship.
No, I'm just saying that came through with this rule changing. Now I don't understand that. Contestants will get 10 count on the apron of the ring and a 10 count on the floor. So you could be on the floor for a 10 count. Do you start the 10 count over if you're on the apron?
No. It's still continuing.
So it's just saying if you are
outside the ring, it's a 10 count.
Anyway, okay. I understand that now.
But all of these rules would make for a better wrestling match, I believe. But I think it's just too easy. And it's become that way. I don't know if you could keep today's audience's attention if you tried to do this. I think, like right now, I'm thinking that if I was a promoter, the 1974 NWA rule match would be a gimmick match.
Right.
Like you get two guys that are arguing who the better wrestler is. Well, y'all are gonna work this match within the framework. You have the referees explaining the rules.
Right.
And maybe you do it. I don't know. Maybe you do a 30-minute Iron Man match, and whoever gets the most falls. But disqualifications for breaking these rules could be part of the falls. I don't know.
Right. We're going to have us a good old-fashioned 1974.
Put your money where your mouth is, hot shot, because
and then be like, oh no, open fist. Don't kick with my feet. That'd be funny.
In any situation not covered by these rules, the NWA will honor the judgment and discretion of the appointed referee. Once upon a time on the time limit draw, the referee could decide who the winner was.
Really? Kind of like a judge, like in a boxing match.
Yes. I've seen David Manning do it, and he said he didn't do it to advance a storyline because I saw him do it to Frank Dusek, and he had a storyline with Frank Dusek. And it was a time limit draw, and he awarded the win to the other guy. And he said that that was common to pick a winner.
Right.
And but I'd have to think it.
Is that the assassin?
Frank Dusek? No.
Yeah. What's the assassin's name?
Jody Hamilton.
Not the assassin. Oh, the one that we talked to. That assassin.
Oh, that's Lynn Denton. That's the grappler.
Grappler. I'm sorry. Why have I heard Frank Dusic's name?
Captain Frank Dusick. He was also he was a. If you saw Kerry Von Erich at Super Brawl, he was the world class representative that was with Kerry against Lawler.
Frank Dusick. Is he?
He's on Facebook too, and he posts a lot of old programs and
Maybe that's where
booking
I've seen
sheets and stuff.
because I like that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm sorry.
But also, it didn't print out on here, but I saw it that there was also a $75 reward paid to anybody that reports somebody that's throwing items in the arena at the ring.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one. That
And at the beginning of 82, there was a sign. I mean, at the beginning of 83, there was a sign on the ring at the Sportatorium on all four sides that it was a $25 fine by the city of Dallas if you got caught throwing items.
I like it.
And I mean, you say $25 big deal. $25 is not, and that, I mean, I was making $2 an hour in 1982.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think I was making a little more than that, but still, minimum wage was under $2 and $1.85 an hour. Think how many hours you have to work to pay $25 fine.
Exactly.
I mean, I'd get a $40 paycheck and it'd go a long way. So,
and like you said, that would definitely create the, create.
but they didn't want them throwing stuff.
Well, no, not at all.
But when Dan Bynum took over as producer, you start seeing different changes to the Sportatorium with the lights and the ring aprons and everything. And those signs went away early 83.
But I like that though, because that establishes.
But it was a city ordinance.
And
you had on-duty Dallas police officers as security at the Sportatorium.
Right.
Off duty. But
and you do need to have some kind of law and order because sometimes the fans, they want to become, well, back then they really thought they were helping.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not necessarily as open.
Oh, I just saw
now.
I just saw WWE. I was watching YouTube, some stuff on YouTube before we started, Amy, and I saw a WWF program from 1981, and they did a thing with Sergeant Slaughter and Pat Patterson, where Sergeant Slaughter put the Cobra clutch on Patterson, and Patterson was trying to break it, kind of like Kerry Von Erich did with the one-man gang with the claw. Or the full Nelson with Billy Jack, but they were doing it with the Cobra clutch, and Sergeant Slaughter was managed by the Grand Wizard, and Patterson was going, and Patterson was going, and Patterson was going, and he finally broke the hold, and Slaughter got him in the stomach, got a chair, busted him in the head with it, wooden chair, busted him open, and you could see a fan run. Because he started to slap the Cobra clutch on him again, and there was a fan that ran and almost slid under the bottom rope and backed off, and then somebody came around and the guy kind of walked back into the crowd. But I thought, oh my God, why do I like him? Why? I will say that the storytelling on that, trying to break the Cobra clutch with Patterson, and was like, Kerry Von Erich putting one man gang to his knees with the claw. I mean, that story can be told right.
Yeah.
Coach Keith remembers it. But it was but the fans got out of control.
Yes.
I mean, we saw at the State Fair Coliseum, that show that I was just mentioning, in the handcuff match between David Von Erich and Terry Gordy. I mean, Gordy had already hit a fan before the match, and a fan jumped in the ring trying to help David after the match. I mean, the heat got out of control.
Yeah. I mean, people throwing stuff. I mean, batteries. I mean, they were talking about some, Ollie Anderson got stabbed. I mean, there are people, I mean,
I'm definitely going to go look for this match. Andrew says, did you see their match at Madison Square Garden? Also, even with his accent, Patterson cut a better promo than Kerry. I'm not even going to lie and say that that's not true.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But I mean, when I go to the Sportatorium, I always tell everybody I sat on the 5th row of Section D because I could stand up on the bench with the wall behind me. I could see over everybody's head when they stood up, and I never got hit with drinks that were being thrown.
Right.
and you know, it was just strategic, and the heat got out of control.
People legit thought
But if you
they were going to witness a murder if they
but if
didn't
you
help.
have rules, if you have rules in place and
Mhm.
rules are being broken, emotions run high because you're mad at the referee because he's not catching it. Ref, what's wrong
True.
with you? Why can't you see it?
Have we ever had any instances where a ref has gotten hit or beat up or anything like back in the 70s or 80s? Like David Maney, did he ever say anything?
You know, I don't honestly know. I
I'm
can't
just
remember.
curious.
I can't ever remember anybody going after. I mean, I remember him yelling and screaming at Bronco pretty bad, like "You're an idiot, you blind old son of." I mean, he got cut.
Right.
It was hot cussings.
But it was more probably towards the heel because they were the
But
one doing it. The ref wasn't catching it. I
but I
guess.
tell a story all the time about Houma, Louisiana being my favorite place because it's still real. And Christian Blake and Houston Carson.
Mm-hmm.
Carson was the heel. Blake was the face. It was for the championship. Christian wins by in the ropes. They were in the ropes, but the referee counted it. I came in and told the ref what happened, and I'm going over, putting my feet on the ropes, and so I'm telling the story, but I'm also where the crowd can tell what I'm saying, and they saw
Right.
it on the ropes. They already know, and the decision was reversed, and Christian didn't win championship because Blake cheats and gets it. But this woman got mad, said they needed to take my old ass back where they found me.
Ooh,
I hope you effing die.
nice.
And then she was trying to come around the guard because they had rails, and she was trying to come all the way around to get to me, and security had to stop her.
How old do you think this lady was? Like, what are we talking about?
60s.
So a contemporary of yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been. I was in my late 40s, but yeah.
Oh,
she's,
okay.
I mean, she's
Okay.
older than me. She was, she might have had
But
20 years on me, but she was serious. She was coming for me. And I
isn't that
told Stephanie to get my truck and meet me at the back, and we left during the main event because I did not want to go out the door with the crowd.
no kidding, man?
Hey, when the crowd's into it and they're mad and they want to kill you,
That's great.
I
But
mean, I felt that for Tim Robinson's AMW promotion in Sulphur Spring, Texas.
mhm.
The crowd was charging the ring, trying to tell me about this injustice that had just happened, and a little girl was crying, and she's like, and I'm trying not to laugh because the little girl was so upset, and the Jamie Aller, former guest on here,
Mhm.
told me to go take the belt away from Robert Evans. We were going to hold it up till the next show
Oh my.
because it was a title change, and Wally Darkman had been screwed, and he told me that we called an audible about the championship. I mean, Jamie was a ring announcer, and Jamie called an audible and told me to go stand. I mean, he was booking it because he knew Tim would go
Right.
along with it.
Right.
But I mean, these people were hot. These people were hot, and when you can get, I think heat is a drug,
Yeah.
because if you're lucky enough to ever feel true heat, and I felt it 3 times.
Three
I felt
times.
it 3 times in 20 years. True
Tell
heat.
us. Tell us.
The one I just told you about, the woman,
Yep.
the one I just told you in Sulphur Springs, Texas, and I ran out. Mike Page was involved with Franco D'Angelo,
Mhm.
the Monster Bash. Mike was managing the Monster Bash. There's ref bump. All this stuff happened. Franco had Bash down. Page hits Franco with the golf club. Just as Bash covers him, I come running in, slide in, make the count. Franco loses, and the crowd is pissed. So Franco's pleading with me, trying to tell me what happened. And I told him I just came in and made the count. I was in the back. The ref, and he boots me, puts me on his shoulders, gives me his F5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm laid down on the mat, and the crowd's chanting, "He deserved it." And I'm laying there trying not to smile because they hated me so bad for that.
Right.
And they got that pop. I take it back. I felt it 4 times. I felt it 4 times because one time is Phil Payne.
Mm.
The match I told you about where Genesis got me, Christopher Hayden gave me the clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
We paid it off because I made him mad with telling the lady that I don't go to Waffle House, interrupting you while you're yelling, scattered, smothered, covered, and chunked. So 3 times as a referee, 1 time as a manager, I felt that heat, and I
I
loved
like
it.
it.
I loved it.
Well, and especially with, like I said, because the curtain has been pulled back,
it's harder to do.
Yes. So when you do get that real heat, and I really do think you screwed them over, and you're
Hey, I was
really
hot at
mad
MJ. I got hot at MJF.
when
I got hot when Jeff got pinned at AEW when we were there. When Jeff Jarrett got
Okay.
pinned by
Oh,
Claudio,
yes.
I got pissed.
I
And
gotcha.
then MJF, when MJF came and laid Jeff out, I got hot.
Right.
And I know the deal. Now I was hot because Jeff got pinned.
Right.
So I wanted to see Jeff get a title shot. So, but I mean, if you can get emotional, and it's hard, especially but I mean, at WrestleMania when Charlotte made Asuka tap, I came out of my chair. I was just, because I didn't think it was going to happen.
Right.
So, but no, but I digress. If a wrestler knows how to work, and they break these rules and get the crowd into a lather, a good heel, and most recently, Tessa Blanchard did that to Jordan Grace. She was breaking just enough rules.
Uh-huh. Well,
it was old school the way she was doing it. She works like her daddy.
yes. Well, and I like how they're doing something, and then they let go on the 5 count, and then they go right back to it. Whatever it is, like it's a choke or whatever. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and just as they get ready to do the 5, they whatever it is, and then they go right back to it. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a fun. I'm looking forward to seeing more out of Tessa Blanchard at TNA. I think that's going to be a interesting arrangement. And speaking of Jordan Grace, who, as we all know, was part of TNA and went to WWE, did you see who made their NXT debut yesterday?
I did. I was kind of surprised because he just got, there wasn't no 90 days before he could show up.
Right. Yeah.
Before we get into trivia, we'll talk about it. There was WWE releases this week.
Yep.
The days of keeping wrestlers, just keeping them on and not using them is over. Because TKO don't care if AEW signs them.
Right.
Look at the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers got signed. They didn't they didn't go to.
Yes.
They got signed. They didn't go to AEW. They got paid. I bet you they made $1 million being underused, with the sole purpose of them not going to AEW.
Were they ever used? When were
Very
they
little.
ever been used?
Very little. But the Good Brothers, Isla Dawn, they tried it. I guess it didn't work.
Yeah.
But on the AEW side, Malachi Black's gone.
Is he? Oh, that's right. Yes, because they're
Rusev is gone. Miro.
Yes.
I'm wondering if we'll see Rusev make a return at some point, maybe as a one-off against John Cena for old time's sake. I think the ship sailed. His best work was with Rusev, with Lana. But Malachi Black and then Ricky Starks. And Ricky Starks showed up last night and he never said his name. They were chanting Ricky. He said, "You know who I am."
Yeah.
But it's my understanding they're going to change his name. And I don't like that.
Oh.
Why? Everybody knows he's Ricky Starks, but everybody knew it was Brian Pillman Jr. and they made him Lexus King.
Yeah. Yes. I'm happy for him to be wrestling because I just don't think there's anything worse than to be signed with something like a job to do, like wrestling, and not get to do it. Like,
I don't know anything.
I don't
know anything. I don't know what happened backstage, why the bloom came off of Ricky Starks. It's just awful coincidental when he was seen walking with Cody Rhodes at WWE and that building released that video footage. Just kind of seems like we quit seeing him so much at AEW. Maybe it's a coincidence. My personal belief is that there was some pettiness there and it was a wasted talent. I like Ricky Starks better than Sammy Guevara. who they don't use that much anymore either.
Right.
But I think Ricky Starks has a great upside, and I'm glad to see him on NXT. I'm glad that he's going to get a good chance. I don't know what they're going to name him.
Right.
Conrad said that if they call him Lincoln Town Car, he's for it.
Oh, is that what he was talking about?
Well, they
Okay.
just filed a trademark for the name Lincoln Town Car.
I hope to God not.
That would be so cool. We could call him Link Basket.
That's
what we used to call. That's what we used to call Lincoln Continentals, is Link Baskets.
Why?
Because going to the drive-in and getting a Link Basket was fashionable, so it was a Lincoln. So we just called it a Link Basket.
What's a Link Basket? Like a hot dog? What are you talking
like
about?
hot links with French fries and a food tray.
Okay. I don't know your 1960s and 70s.
It wasn't 60s, it was 70s and 80s.
Okay. Well, I didn't go to the drive-through, whatever you said.
Well,
What'd you say? The drive-through or drive-in?
we called it a drive-in.
Okay.
There's a chain of restaurants. There's a chain of restaurants in Dallas in the hood called Good Luck.
Okay.
And they sold a Link Basket. And then
Okay.
I'm sure that's where the phrase Link Basket came from, when everybody started seeing Lincolns, calling them Link Baskets.
I gotcha. Okay.
Anyway.
Like I said, I think it could be some people have talked about how if you have one person that's writing and booking, it might be hard to really think about 200 wrestlers,
without
or however
question.
they mean. And so people do get left behind or in the back, whatever. I mean, it's Wardlow. Where is Wardlow? Like, what? I don't understand this at all.
Wardlow in Ring of Honor now?
I don't even know. Is he?
But with regards to Malachi Black and regards to the White Six, all these mystic gimmicks, they don't work. Learn a new hold.
Right.
Because I mean, The Undertaker, when Undertaker comes out now, he's the American Badass again, because he's not even trying to do the dead man crap anymore.
Right.
It used to work, but all this in 2025, that mystic bullshit ain't working. The White Six is not hitting. They're saying that maybe with Alexa Bliss now they might get some traction, but the House of Black don't hit for me either. With the lights turning out and the mist, and we're all under a trance. It's time to learn a new hold, because I know these guys. I know Aleister Black's got talent, but we got to get away from this mystical bullshit, because it ain't hitting. It just ain't.
Right. I think you could be dark, but you don't have to be mystical.
The lights turning out and
acting like you're in a trance.
We're casting an. I mean, and Terry's White, the Undertaker is the exception to a lot of things, but it ain't working in this day and age.
No.
I mean, and it's not working with these groups.
No. I liked the House of Black. I mean, I like those. I'm really starting to like Brody King.
I liked them too, but we didn't need that. We got Julia Hart in a trance, and we got.
Yes, 100%.
And the lights go out, and then we turn them on, and we're all sitting cross-legged.
Yes, 100%. We can't be doing no Papa Shango stuff. It's just not going to, I agree. Does not work now. You can still be dark, but you can't be in a trance. Like that, that's not going to work.
All right.
It's time for Amy's Trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
I really like that wrestler. All right. Since we talked about the 1974 NWA rules, we're going to talk about the NWA in 1974. How about that, Dave?
Okay.
All right. How many people held the NWA World Heavyweight title in 1974? Was it none because it was vacant? Was it 1? Was it 2? Or was it 4? How many people held that title?
This is going to be a guess.
In the chat, feel free to try.
Yeah, but Terry Weaver's saying it was 2. I think it was only 1 in 1974.
Is that your final?
Coach Keith is saying 2,
Oh.
but I'm
And
still going to. I'm going
Coach,
to.
go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to stick with my answer as B1, but T Weave and Coach Keith are saying 2, and there's Terry's complete guess. Trying to see if Willie Buck's gonna guess.
Maybe before. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tell him. We'll see. It was actually, should have gone with the crowd. It was 2. Now.
Oh, Jack Briscoe and Giant Baba.
Now, what happened with this is that Jack Briscoe was pretty much the whole the title holder the whole entire 1974 till you got to December. They did a tour in Japan, and as they like to do, switched it to Baba, and then 7 days later, at the end of the tour, switched it back to Jack Briscoe. So,
because I think Baba did that with Harley Race once too.
Probably, like I said, possibly, because if I remember correctly, Baba, he held the title 3 different times, but I think his total was only 19 days.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
they were quick ones.
Well, it was very much at the beginning, and then they got the title back, so it didn't really kind of count.
Yeah,
in a sense.
I saw
Alrighty.
Giant Baba. I saw Giant Baba wrestle twice in person.
Really?
Mhm.
Where? Let me guess.
The Crockett Cup was the first one. I mean, no, I saw him at International Star Wars.
Okay.
In '83.
Who was he wrestling? Do you remember? Was he the good guy or bad guy?
He might have wrestled Bundy. Oh, he was a good guy.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have to go back and look. I think he wrestled Bundy.
Uh-huh.
Because Ted DiBiase wrestled Tenryu.
Oh.
And then I saw him team with Tiger Mask against Magnum TA and Ronnie Garvin.
Ooh. Where? At the Crockett Cup?
The Crockett Cup.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jack Briscoe held the title 2 different times during his wrestling career, and he held it most of 1974. How many total days did Jack Briscoe hold the NWA World Heavyweight title? So he held it twice. So basically he held it, and then he lost to Baba, and then he got it back. And then he had, So how many total days did he end up holding the title?
This is a total guess.
810 days, 846, 866, or 889?
I'm going to go B 846. T-Weave says 866.
He likes that C, doesn't he? He likes he likes the option C.
Coach Keith
Coach
is going.
Keith is going with you, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. So the 2 people who possibly could have actually seen this is going with B.
Yeah, I was not watching wrestling in 1974.
Unfortunately, you're both wrong. It was C, as Terry says. C is for correct.
Okay. C is for correct.
He held the title from July of 1973 to 12 of 74. And again, he lost it to Baba like on December 2nd and got it back on December 9th. And then he went on to hold the title for almost a complete year. So basically he was the champion from 73 to 75. 866 days.
Didn't he lose it to? Then he lost it to Harley Race.
That sounds right, but I could be wrong.
I don't think he lost it to Dory Funk. I think he lost it to Race.
I don't remember. I didn't write down who he lost it to.
Okay.
Who was the NWA president during 1974? Was it Sam Munchnick, Bob Geigel, Eddie Graham, or Fritz von Erich? Who was that NWA president who helped probably make those rules that we just saw?
Terry is saying it was Eddie Graham. I think it was Sam Munchnick.
I think Terry's going to do C for correct probably the whole time.
And Fritz was in the early 80s and 82. Fritz was the president of the NWA.
Okay. So
Me and Coach Keith think it was Munchnick.
you both are correct. It was Sam Munchnick. He was actually,
And Geigel was after Fritz.
yes, and Eddie Graham was before.
Yeah.
But yes, so
I
and
think
Sam
I think
Munchnick
Eddie
was
Graham was like in the 77, 78. Whenever Dusty won the championship, I'm pretty sure that Eddie Graham was president.
yes, because I think he was after Sam Munchnick because I think he went through 76, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. All right, next question. All righty. What title was established February 27th, 1974? It went on to be known as the WCW World TV Championship title. Was it your NWA United National Championship? Was it your NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship? Your NWA Mid-America Heavyweight Championship? Or the NWA Mid-Atlantic Championship? One of those titles was established in February 27th, 1974. And then as different things happened, its name got changed to the WCW World TV Championship title.
I can eliminate two of them right off the bat.
Which ones?
The NWA United National Championship is part of the Triple Crown, so it's not. That's the one that David won week before he died.
Okay.
The NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship did not become the TV. Oh, no, it didn't. You talking about the physical belt or the championship?
I'm talking about the championship, as in like
the NWA Television Championship became the WCW World TV Championship. Right. I'm thinking it was the NWA Mid-American Heavyweight Championship because the Mid-Atlantic Championship was going concurrent with the TV Championship. The Mid-America Heavyweight Championship could have been changed. I'm going with C.
Ooh, Coach Keith is going C too. You're both wrong. It was the Mid-Atlantic Championship.
I don't think so.
We will discuss after the show.
Well, I know that the Mid-Atlantic Championship and Dusty Rhodes NWA World TV Championship were both on Crockett at the same time.
Well, maybe they melded. I don't know. I'm just telling you right now. You make me mad.
But the WCW World TV Championship was actually the NWA. Was actually the physical belt was the they just put a trophy plate on it to make it the cruiserweight. Oh, that was cruiserweight championship.
Well, that's not what I mean. Yes.
But anyway, I'm going to do a little research on this.
Yes, please do. And then you're going to say, "I'm sorry, Amy."
Well,
I was
wrong.
Are
you sure it's not the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship? Because the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship became the NWA World Television Championship. It became the WCW World Television Championship.
I'm looking.
So I think the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship would be it. Because I believe Ron Garvin may have retired the Mid-Atlantic Championship.
Okay.
Coach Keith thinks I'm right. Because I do know the lineage of the TV championship because Tully Blanchard held the Mid-Atlantic TV Championship, the NWA Television Championship. Then they gave Dusty, promoted it to be a world title. I'm just saying, it's kind of my thing.
I'm just saying you're wrong and you're no. Okay, I don't think I'm wrong, but we shall definitely do some discussion afterwards.
All right.
I don't even care anymore.
No, I mean,
Let's just do this question.
I know for a fact that the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship became the NWA World Television Championship. And WCW rebranded it from NWA to WCW. What wrestler was born on 5/21/74 and defeated Colt Cabana on 4/23/2011 to become the 44th officially recognized NWA World Heavyweight Champion? The Sheik Joseph Samel, Adam Pearce, Blue Demon Jr., or Abyss? It's not Blue Demon, because Blue Demon was champion in 2009 because I refereed a show that he was on. And if I would have known how to ref Lucha, I could have done that title match.
And he was not born in 1974. He was actually born in 1964. He's a little bit older.
I'm saying Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce.
Anybody want to try? All right. It is not Adam Pearce. He was born in 1978. It is the Sheik, Joseph Samel. He was born in May 21st, 1974. He was actually, did I write down how many?
Did he wrestle as the Sheik, Joseph Samel, or was he?
That he went by many different names, but that is how it is recorded. He was the Sheik whenever he won the title. That is how it's registered. He beat Colt Cabana. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't know when he I don't know who beat him. It might have been Adam Pearce at that point. But like I said, Adam Pearce was born in, I believe, 78.
Okay.
And you're right. Maybe I shouldn't have tried any kind of belt trivia. That it gets very convoluted. But I'm going to look it up because I thought my research was pretty solid. But if you're saying it's not, I'm going to go back and look at it.
WCW World TV.
Well, I got to look though at what I was looking at. See, that's the problem. Like I got to figure out like what was I looking at.
The WCW World Television Championship was 91 to 2000. Prior to that, from 85 to 91 was the NWA World Television Champion. Prior to that, from 77 to 85 was the NWA Television Championship. And prior to that, from 74 to 77 was indeed the NWA Mid-Atlantic Television Championship.
Well, this says the WCW World Television Championship, right? That's what I was saying. The title was introduced on February 27th, 1974 in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, Jim Crockett Promotions, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. What is it? It was known as the NWA Mid-Atlantic Television Championship from 74 to 77, the NWA Television Championship 77 to 85, and the NWA World Television Championship from 85 to 91. So what did I say wrong?
It was the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship, not the Mid-Atlantic Championship.
Oh, I left off television.
Yeah. See?
You weren't right though either. We're both wrong.
Well, no, because I eliminated three of them. Mid-Atlantic. I mean, that other one, which I really didn't think because that was a Mid-South Championship. And
is there such thing as an NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight? What did I say?
You said the Mid-Atlantic Championship was the answer. If you would have been Mid-Atlantic Television Championship, we all would have got it.
Fuck you. You would not have, you asshole.
Well, oh man, I can't make a t-shirt out of the F-bomb that she just put on me.
No. Hold on. NWA.
We done graduated from pucker up, asshole, to F-bombs.
Well, you're trying to act. I'm just trying to make sure that, okay.
Did it show up that I put it when I put the history up there?
Yeah, but I don't have my glasses on. I'm sorry. I can't see anything. Okay. So I'm sorry. We both were wrong. I should have put television instead of just championship. My bad. I'm very sorry.
227.74, Raleigh, North Carolina, WRAL Studios, Mid-Atlantic TV Championship Tournament Finals. Danny Miller defeated Ole Anderson to win the title.
Yes.
My Uncle Danny was the inaugural champion.
Danny. All right. I will try to, I will probably
Thank
not
you,
do
Coach.
a belt challenge or trivia because I did get confused. You're right. You were, I think we're both 50-50 on that one.
Yeah.
I left out a word, but you still didn't get it right.
I'm getting that one. That one was.
Okay. That's fine. Not really,
I'm
but
like
that's
Sheldon Cooper. Protest, formal protest, informal protest.
okay.
She's denying them all, told me to F off. Oh,
No, you're being ornery. That's why I told you that. If you were being ornery, go ahead. You're being ornery.
I was being ornery. I was being right.
The part about if I had put television, that all of y'all would have got it right.
I started to tell you that if it wasn't the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship, we were fixing to play that card again about drawing a crowd.
Okay. So see, even in our professional world, we mess up sometimes.
Was it C? That was his guess.
It's A.
No, it wasn't C, but that's what I guessed too. I mean, if you looked at
Oh,
the only possible one it could have been, and what she told us would have been C, because I knew it wasn't the Mid-Atlantic, and I knew it wasn't the World Junior, and I knew it wasn't the United National.
you're right. I should have put TV. My bad. That was my mistake. I will accept that.
I mean, the one question that we didn't have to guess at, she found a way. Amy keeps it lively on our trivia.
Giving you half answers. No.
You gotta love it. You got to love it.
I'll stay away from belts. That was my bad.
I thought I had a cute little smart aleck drop for you, but I don't.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well. It is what it is.
I know.
And that's it for the little show tonight.
It's a good little show. We talked about all kinds of stuff.
This is our first official episode as Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy.
Yep. I like that.
I'm Pondwater and she's Amy, and we thank y'all all for joining us tonight and listening. Like and subscribe. That helps us out. We're at 675 subscribers on YouTube. Let's get that up to 700.
Yes, please tell your friends about us.
But I mean, click like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Thank you, Willie. That's very nice of you.
So you're notified. Thank you, Willie. The Great Muda did eventually hold that. Amy.
I appreciate it. All that y'all do for me.
Oh.
See you next Tuesday.
But anyway, like and subscribe. Follow us on our socials. I'm at Ref Super Dave PWD. She's at Amy RD _24 on the X gimmick. You can get us on Facebook. Get us on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But watch us on YouTube. And thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week on Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy.
Bye.